Oh, is this actually working? I love technology on just how simple it is to use, and it's great. I've been playing around with a whole lot of different stuff here at home. I wonder if we can do this. Can that actually change? Ooh, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. That's pretty cool. It's RevKev here. Hope you are having an amazing, amazing day today. I am feeling absolutely great. I've been haven't been online much in the last few days. I had a procedure that I had to go through at the hospital, so I had a couple of days to prep for that, and a day in the hospital and a kind of day recovery. Nothing major, but just some stuff that had to be checked out, and got a nice clean bill of health. So thanks be to God for that. I'm really excited that I don't have to worry about that anymore. So that was great. Sorry, just playing around on here on my computer here at the same time. It's interesting because here at home, for the longest time when I would do live streaming, I was just live streaming off of my cell phone. But as a bunch of you know, when YouTube changed that feature that you could no longer live stream unless you had 1,000 subscribers, and it meant smaller YouTube channels had to play around and figure that out. So I've got Streamlabs running on my phone, connecting it wirelessly to my laptop, which is right over here, so I can kind of check up on people that are watching and chatting. And but yeah, I think I got this, I think I got this working now, so that's pretty cool. Just wanted to jump on, do a little quick video, just talk about a few little things that are going on. The first thing that I wanted to do, and I just posted a link to this on all of my social media, so on Facebook, on Twitter, and on GoFundMe. So if you are following me on any of those platforms, you would have just gotten this update. So as some of you might be aware, my daughter Samantha and I are going on a missions trip in November. When our kids turned 16, my wife and I decided that we would do this thing that, I don't know, I guess we were just, getting prepared to become empty nesters. And as the kids get a little bit older and we're just not as much part of their lives, we wanted to just do kind of one last hurrah kind of fun thing with them when they turned 16. So when my son turned 16 2 years ago, my wife took him away on a trip. And then now it's my daughter's turn. She's turning 16, so it's my turn to take her on a trip. And she wanted to do something in missions. She wanted to kind of see the world, see if she could be used to just help out the less fortunate. Her mother is definitely raising her well. And so we just looked at different options, and through Compassion, which is an organization that sponsors children and relieves them from poverty in the name of Jesus, they partner with local churches and help children and families gain victory over poverty. And so we just thought that would be a great trip. And so we started fundraising. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has donated to that. We have raised over $2,600. The total cost of the trip is $3,500. Our church has agreed to pay up to $1,500 of that. So the more donations that come in, then the church's money can be freed up for other missions work. So we're really, really grateful and so incredibly appreciative of everyone who donated. Thank you so much for doing that. But so we just kind of heard that there was a little bit of civil unrest happening in Ecuador, where we were supposed to be traveling to in November. And I've been trying to go online and find out what's going on. I haven't been able to find a lot of news about this political civil unrest that's happening in Ecuador, but I know that these people at Compassion Canada take this really seriously, and they want to ensure that everyone who goes on these trips is very safe. So they decided to change the trip from Ecuador to Peru. So we're leaving on the same date. We're still leaving on November the 18th, and we'll still be back on November the 23rd. So it's a fast trip. It's only 5 days. Kind of fly out of Montreal and fly back into Montreal. So really excited about that. But yeah, so I just wanted to update. Whoops, let's not put sound on here. So I just wanted to update those of you who have donated and who've been following along with this trip, that you're going to start seeing me talking about Peru more than talking about Ecuador. And that's why. Just got the email today, just got off the phone with Compassion Canada about 30 minutes ago. Just texted Samantha because she's heading out of town for the weekend. She's going to a youth conference, a Christian youth conference happening for a few days. So we've been learning all about Ecuador and excited about going to Ecuador. So now we're going to have to start reading up about Peru and learning about that country. So really excited to go there in November. So again, huge thank you to those of you who have supported us financially for this trip. Again, we have to raise, the total is 3,500 Canadian. So my American friends, if you donate $1, it's almost $1.50. You can find that on my GoFundMe page. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to just put a link to it right here. And I'm going to put the link to it here in the chat. So if anyone was really interested in contributing, you could do that by contributing at this link that's there in the chat. So again, if we raise the total amount of $3,500, then the church's money that they were going to put towards this trip could be used for other work. So we're really excited about that. Again, thank you for your generosity. So just a couple of quick things I wanted to geek out about as I'm literally just doing this live stream in order to test out my setup here at home. Is the first thing I want to talk about is Triple Fourth Friday. Triple Fourth Friday. That happened, I think it was last week, where all the new toys and everything was coming out for The Rise of Skywalker, for The Mandalorian, and for the Jedi Fallen Order video game. Now, I don't know what it was like in your area. I didn't hit the stores on Friday. I kind of waited a few days. Now, I'm going to assume it wasn't because everywhere was sold out, but in the stores in my neck of the woods, there was nothing. Nothing. I couldn't believe how incredibly barren the shelves were when it came to Star Wars collectibles and Star Wars toys. I'm going to post a video. I'm not sure there's a way I can do this through the Streamlab of sharing something that's on my cell phone. But I took a video of my local Walmart, and it's terrible. Like, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing there. There were a few action figures. There were a couple of wind-up toys of that new droid D-O from The Rise of Skywalker, but there was absolutely nothing. Went to my local EB Games store because they tend to sell a lot of these pop figures, and I've kind of gotten into collecting these Star Wars pop figures. It was just a way for me to make Star Wars fun again. I think these things are really cute, and they make me feel happy when I pick some up. So it was just a way to have fun with collecting Star Wars stuff again, because it's been a long time since I've enjoyed collecting Star Wars stuff. Definitely over the last 2 years since the Last Jedi, I haven't bought anything, and even since The Force Awakens, I haven't really bought all that much either. So I went to EB Games, and again, next to nothing. They had one pop from The Mandalorian. They had IG-11. I didn't pick it up because I was like, it's not IG-88. Man, why not? Like, why couldn't you just make it IG-88? But, so I didn't pick that up. I did pick up, he's kind of way up here. You can't see him at the top, but I did pick up Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with his reassembled helmet. Ooh, makes him look really cool, really bobbly head. And really, the only reason I picked this up is because, I do kind of like Kylo. Let me rephrase that. I liked Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. I did not like Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi. So I'm hoping by putting the helmet back on, they're going to make him an interesting character again. I really didn't like him in The Last Jedi. But I didn't have a Kylo Ren pop figure from The Force Awakens. They're kind of hard to come by now, so I needed a Kylo Ren in my collection. Maybe I should put him, get rid of the Death Star droid. Maybe, he should really be close to, his grandfather here. He's kind of sucking up to him, so we'll put them close together. So, but that's about it. That's all I picked up from the Force Friday. Didn't really find anything interesting. It was kind of sad. It was a little heartbreaking. I remember when the prequel trilogy started coming out, my kids were right at that perfect age. My son was right at that age when Revenge of the Sith came out, and we would go to Walmart together. He was just a little tyke at the time, and buy him a Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure. Bought him the Mustafar playset where it was like this big volcano and it had the little, platforms that you could stand on and spin Anakin and Obi-Wan around, simulating the lightsaber battle. They had this little slide down the volcano where Anakin would slide down the lava and go into this platform that would flip over. So it was like lava on one side, it would just flip, and on the other side it had this hand coming out of the lava. It was just so much fun. The toys were so much fun. The quality was crap. But my son loved it. Played with this stuff all the time. We played with it together. It was amazing. And so to kind of see Star Wars toys dead now, it's just massively heartbreaking for me. It really is, because it was just something that was such a big part of my childhood. It was cool to see that with my kids in the prequel trilogy, and I would have liked to have seen that continue. But as a whole bunch of people have been reporting, and as we're seeing in the stores, as we're seeing the money trail, kids just aren't into Star Wars. They're not buying this stuff. They're not playing with this stuff. And collectors aren't buying it either because they're not interested in it. So it's kind of a sad day for Star Wars collecting. So I'd be very curious if any of you jumped up and bought stuff from Force Friday. I really was trying to get my hands on a pop figure of the Mandalorian. That's really what I wanted, was one of the Mandalorian, but couldn't find him anywhere. So I may go exploring this weekend and buy myself a little congratulations, you're healthy present after my doctor test this week, and go buy myself a little Mandalorian pop figure. So that's kind of my plan. And also, speaking about sad, is another thing I'm quite sad about today. So today is October the 18th, and all over the place, Star Wars Legion, the Clone Wars, has become available for purchase. I've been talking about this a lot on my channel over the last number of months. I have been excited for the Clone Wars to come out for Star Wars Legion since before it was even announced that this was happening. Right from the very first time I played this game. Now, the game is amazing. I love Star Wars Legion. I love miniature battle games. I've been playing miniature battle games probably for about 25, if not even 30 years. I think I started in my last year of high school. I think I started when I was 17 years old. So that's like 31 years ago. 32 years ago. Man, I'm an old man now. But we started playing Warhammer 3rd Edition way back in my last year of high school, and loved miniature tabletop games. I've always loved those games. I have a whole bunch of them. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here with the lighting. If I kind of pan over, I got my Peyton station here, and then I got kind of all my miniatures kind of for Star Wars Legion all set up over here. But something I've always loved. And for me, the original trilogy timeline is awesome for Jedi versus the Sith, Luke versus Darth Vader, for the big scale battles. But I didn't think it fit well with the storyline for skirmish battles. Like, the idea of Princess Leia leading these little skirmish battles just doesn't fit well with the narrative for me, personally. Having Luke Skywalker kind of going out with a couple of dozen, rebel troopers and taking out a few dozen stormtroopers, and just didn't feel epic enough. But for the Clone Wars, it works because that was the story of that. It was like just all these battles just happening all across the galaxy, right? And the Jedi spread out really thin. So you wouldn't have, Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda, versus Count Dooku and Grievous and, and Avaz Ventress. I just like the idea of these small battles all over. So I just felt Star Wars Legion would work so much better in the Clone Wars timeline than in the Galactic Empire timeline. And someone at Fantasy Flight Games must have been reading my dream diary because they made it. Well, it's available today, and it's available all over the place, except for my store. Come on, guys. I'm the type of guy, I want to support my local retailer. I'm that guy. I am. I want to support small business. I believe in small business. I pray for small business owners. I encourage small business. I want to support small business. And then you don't get the product. And then I'm smiling and everyone else gets the stuff and I don't get stuff. So really hoping in the next couple of weeks that turns around, because I'm really hoping to get my hands on it. I was actually hoping today to do a live video of me unboxing my new Clone Wars box set, but instead I'm just here wiping tears away instead of opening a brand new box of miniatures. So yeah, and I'm trying not to covet. I'm practicing, not giving into sin and temptation, as I'm seeing all across social media and all across YouTube, people unboxing their new Clone Wars miniatures and painting their new Clone Wars miniatures. And I'm sitting here. Now, okay. I've got about like a couple hundred miniatures that I need to paint anyways, so it's not like I needed to paint. I'm waiting to paint. So I guess this should just motivate me to get on finishing my rebellion army and get that painted up. So yeah, anyways, that's just how it goes, I guess. So yeah. So if you were one of the lucky ones who got your Clone Wars core set today, would love to know about that. I would love to celebrate your good fortune with you. So put that in the comment section. Let me know you got it and post some videos of you painting and putting stuff together. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see your work on that. So yeah, that's just quickly a few of the updates that I wanted to do today. Again, just so appreciate all of you who subscribe to the channel, who like the videos, who comment. It means the world to me. Again, and mainly this was just being done to just test out this new technology. I've got some live streaming opportunities coming up. A few people that I'm talking with about doing some streaming and talking more Star Wars stuff together. So I'm excited about that in the coming days ahead. So I wanted to just do some tests to make sure my tech works before I sign on to do these other things, and it doesn't work. So I'm kind of looking at the quality of the camera here. It's like, man, it looks beautiful here. And then I look at it over here. It looks pretty fuzzy here. Don't know why, but it's what it is. So I'm going to play around with this tech a little bit more, see if I can sort it out. So again, huge thank you to those of you who have supported my daughter's mission trip. Really means the world to me. Your generosity, even $1, it's just so appreciated. It is so appreciated. And I'm really praying that this will be a life-transforming thing for her, just kind of seeing some of these impoverished nations and the way people just have compassion and joy who really have nothing. Like, they don't have pop figures hanging on their walls. And so I'm really praying that this be a great experience for my daughter to grow her faith and to just grow her into the woman that God has created her to be. And yeah, excited for those of you who managed to find some cool Mandalorian merch on Triple Fourth Friday. Want to see the pictures, post that stuff up. If you're in the Ottawa region, or you know where I can find a Mandalorian pop figure, let me know. Or if you find one and you feel generous, no, I'm just kidding. Let me know where you can find one. I want a Mandalorian pop figure. Trying to get my hands on that before they become hard to find. And yeah, and for those of you who got Star Wars Legion, the Clone Wars set today, or some of the expansions, would love to see the pictures. Put the comments in there as well as you are playing and painting up your miniatures. Thou shalt not covet. Okay, don't give in to sin. Anyways, that's it for today. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you. Thank you for joining me on this video, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone, and God bless you.